Welcome back to Chukitable Media.
Let's sit back and listen to the update from the newspapers today. Sit back, get a glass of water, and let's go.
From Leadership Friday, which leads with the story. Amid hardship, northern leaders want foreign trips suspended. Say savings can revive textile steel companies. Want all businesses transacted in Naira. And if you just go to the bottom of the page, to the right-hand side, a sad story there. 5 die, 15 missing in Jigawa boat mishap. Nigerian News Direct is the next paper we're looking at, and it leads with a story on end bad governance. Atiku, TUC, others weighed in as DSS denies involvement in NLC headquarters raid. Decry raid as threat to free expression, demand government action. Atiku urges probe, decries assault on democratic rights. That's the top story there. And if you take a look at the top of the page, just above the masthead, you see the story, Dangote's refineries diesel jet fuel supplies to disrupt Europe's oil and gas industry. That's coming from OPEC. Let's go to the Daily Times now, and it leads with the NLC story, invasion of NLC headquarters. Organized labor fumes demands probe. That story you'll find on page 4, and it has the riders, we demand immediate withdrawal of security agents from our premises, return of all books, materials taken during the raid. That's NLC. Those responsible for authorizing and executing the invasion must be held accountable, says the TUC. The bottom of the page, you see the headline, Mineral Resources Exploration must prioritize health, safety of Nigerians. Tinubu directs, okay, the paper is gone off now. Let's go to this Nigeria. NLC DSS brawl over invasion of Labour office. You did it. No, we didn't. Labour leaders desert office, aftermath of security raid. And the other interesting headline there, Army recovers 238,500 liters of stolen crude oil. Story is on page 4 of the paper. The Daily Trust starts with, is counting the cost of the protest this morning, and it leads with the story, what we lost during protest, traders, transporters, over 5 billion naira worth of goods looted, Kano businessman, our supplies truncated, Borno Yobe traders. We are caged in Jos. That's the top headline there on the front page of the Daily Trust. It also brings to the fore that story, disquiet as security operatives raid NLC headquarters. Still talking about the hunger protest. Nigerian pilot leads with the story on boat mishaps. 25 die in Bayelsa, Jigawa. The riders tell us the sad story. Boat mishaps have claimed lives of 20 passengers in Bayelsa State, 5 in Jigawa. Bayelsa incident took place at Ezetu-1 River, South Ijot local government area, while Jigawa's occurred at Gamoda River. That's the story now. Let's take a look at this other headline that will be of interest to all civil servants. FG stops sale of 40,000 naira subsidized rice to civil servants. The story you will find on page 4. Now to the Authority newspaper. Hashtag Igbo must go. FG must hunt down Igbo haters in Lagos next year. Urges prosecution of the bigots. That's the top story on the front page of the Authority newspaper this morning. And you see that headline just below the masthead, Tinubu orders tougher security crackdown on illegal miners. The story is on page 5. First News. Let's take a look at what that paper has for us. And it leads with the story, fuel relief in sight. Port Harcourt refinery set for operations in weeks. Bottom of the page, to the left hand, you see tomato pepper prices crash to 60,000 naira per basket amid hunger protests. Off now to the daily assets, and it is talking Forex this morning. Forex transactions hit $43 billion at CBN official market. Net exchange flows rise to $25.4 billion in the month of June. Looking at the top of the page now, freight forwarders. Can I just have the daily asset back, please? Thank you. Freight forwarders petition IGP over extortion. That's the story just above the masthead of the daily asset this morning. And let's look at what the Tribune has. Afenifere to FG. Reveal identities of sponsors of protesters flying Russian flags. The story you'll find on pages 3 and 7. Afenifere condemns Tinubu's address, says he lacks statesmanship. National Human Rights Commission condemns teenagers' killing by soldiers, seeks thorough investigation. That's the story there on the front page of the Tribune. Let's go to the New Telegraph now. Nigerians deserve to know truth about fuel subsidy removal. That's coming from Bode George. Faults FG's decision to sell crude oil to Dangote refinery in Naira. Says happenings in the north now reflection of youth's restlessness. We didn't raid Labour House, says DSS, as NLC demands internal probe of traumatic invasion, or international probe of traumatic invasion. That's also on the front page of that paper. Now, let's look at this day newspaper. Dangote refinery insists no backtracking on accusation of oil producers' reluctance to supply crude. That story is just below the masthead there. And the main headline there, Idris, fuel subsidy removal, Forex windows unification aimed at rescuing Nigeria's economy. And the writer says,
my take in the newspaper's headline today is that the oil industry was mentioned, and it was indicated that it is bleeding seriously. Oil industry bleeding. NPC, Kyari admits, oil sector, and I will reveal the truth when the time comes. We are faithful. We are not thieves. NNPCL chief insists. Port Harcourt refinery set for operation in weeks. These are just the headlines put together from yesterday to today and day before. The man himself, Kyari, trying to defend himself and saying he is not a thief, he is not lying, and this refinery will come to work before the end of this and that, talking about weeks to come. So it's not specific. NLC and TUC in a big fight over invasion of their headquarters. It's another thing you have to note. Funny side of it is that the DSS is denying that they didn't know who do it. They did not know who did it yet. Yet they have their men physically at the premises in uniform, catering away items in the building. But they said they don't know who did it. So there's nothing anybody could do about this. Uniform men said they don't know who did it. How do you handle this situation? Well-meaning Nigerians are calling for a probe into this incident, into this operation, Gestapo operation carried out by the DSS, condemning the act. And I say, who is saving this land now? Because you could also be busted anytime without any warning, without any warrant. This is my take. Russian flag issue also came up in this new paper's edition, where Afenifere is asking the government to prevail, or to reveal the identity of the foreign nationals. They are accused of supporting hashtag end government and motivated them to protest by waving the flag and inviting the Putin Russian to come and take over the government to save them or come and rescue them. I think Afenifere are thinking about the government magic. You remember government magic that Babafela sang about? And like a conspiracy theory I had yesterday when I was in a discussion where some citizens were debunking the government statement and saying it was a joke taken too far. There wasn't anybody arrested that is a foreign national. People said it, not me. Lastly, and I found the headlines credited to the Northern Elders very, very apt this time around and calling on the government officials to check themselves because they are wasting too much money. They are wasting too much of the country resources on their foreign tours all the time. They are asking them to cut it down or shut it down completely. Men, you can also pick these newspapers as you want and take what is necessary over there. Just discuss and read and know what it is happening around you. So pick one or pick two. This is Chukitable Media, just trying to educate and try to make you aware about what is going on around you. Put on the notification button, love, like, and share to everybody. And I'll see you next week on a new edition of the newspapers headlines, where I will also be running my commentary on it. Thank you. See you next time and have a happy weekend. Bye for now.